What's going on, guys? My name is RagingRaptor and welcome to a new World of Tanks video. And today I just kind of want to go over the Bondshop, my personal opinion on it, what could be better, what could be worse, and just talking about the Bondshop in general. Today with me is my little bearded dragon, which is very sleepy, as am I, hence why I try to not make this video too long, which will be probably pretty hard knowing my own standards. So, let's have a look first at the tanks which are in the Bondshop and if those tanks are anything good or are anything interesting. Like, there are some good tanks in it, in my personal opinion, but there are also some poo-poo tanks in it, if you want to call it like that. The first thing I really want to point out is Wargaming, you kind of screwed over once again your players which are there from the longest, because come on, really nothing new, nothing completely new, never seen before. That's a low blow. So was what I was waiting for on the Bondshop, to get something unique, something exciting, something new. Object 777, for example. Maybe even the T-22 medium, maybe the tier 9 Chinese TD, which is in the files as far as I know. Something like that, but nope. All the same things. So yeah, let's talk about the tier 10 tanks. The M60 is, in my opinion, the most preferable from the three of those, just because I personally enjoy the 9 degrees of gun depression and the mobility that the M60 gives. But I think for the casual player, the 121B is probably the most efficient tank, as it provides a decent chunk of armor, a great gun, decent mobility, a decent turret. Like, everything is decent with this tank. And the 215B is, like, if you already have the Super Conqueror, it's just a downgrade. It's a huge downgrade. You have a worse turret, you have a worse hull, your gun is only marginal better, so yeah. The Mutz is a great medium tank, and I think 8,000 bonds is totally acceptable for a premium tank, in my opinion. Patriot is, in my opinion, one of the best tier 8 heavies in the game, paired with the Carnarvon Action X. Personally, I even consider the Carnarvon Action X being almost overpowered, but that's just my personal opinion, because it needs very little knowledge to just stay held down and use your DPM. And the turret is for tier 8 values incredible strong. The same goes for the Patriot, but again, personal opinion. The Liberty is also not too bad. The only real issue is, in my opinion, the gun is incredible trolly, so I'm not that happy about it. 3,000 bonds for the Hydro is a little bit much, but then again, this tank usually was only being sold in packages or bundles or for World of Tanks mice and during the black market. So yeah, it's not bad. It's genuinely like a Panzer IV H with the 7.5 centimeter gun with special matchmaking. The T-34S is also not too bad. It's pretty cheap, 1,500, and I heard a lot of good things about the M10 RBFM. I'm just not that big of a fan of this kind of low-tier tank. And the STG, it's one of the worst. It's one of the worst tier 8 medium tanks, but the worst one is still the Rheinpanzer. So yeah, I wouldn't go for the STG, but I highly dislike this tank. But I know people which like it. So yeah, let's talk about the controversy. Clan Wars reward tanks being sold for bonds. I'm probably one of the only people in our clan which thinks this idea is acceptable, when we look a little bit further into different things. Yes, I understand that this is a huge blow towards the people which play Clan Wars since the beginning. And it's understandable because, yes, a normal player needs to grind a lot to get 15,000 bonds. Or was it 12? Wait. God damn it. I actually forgot. I think it was 15,000, 12,000 for the FW. 15,000 bonds is not that little. Like, you can get, I think, 7,000 through frontlining. You got 6,000 or 4,000 through the other mode, the Battle Royale mode. And probably 4,000 each per ranked season, if I'm not mistaken. But please don't count me on that. And you can get roughly 50 per day. or 100, depending how long you're playing, if you have premium account, if you play tier 10 only. So either you need a lot to grind and it's not that easy. And we had to waste or be good in a clan, have a good clan, have a good leadership, and waste, well, 2 to 3 weeks, evenings, having no spare time whatsoever, depending how good you are, to get those tanks. So the question is, what is worse? I think the worst thing is that Wargaming at the beginning said that those were Clan Wars exclusive tanks. That's the whole issue. I do not. If they would have called them reward tanks in general and not Clan Wars reward tanks, I wouldn't have had such big of an issue. Because then we had the same thing like we have in World of Warships, where you have steel, and you can buy, and you can only get it through Clan Wars, and you can only get it through ranked battles, and there are specific ships bound to those steel currency. Again, I don't really mind this too much. I think it is a good idea that everybody can get the tanks. Everybody has a chance to get all the tanks, even if they start today. Might just take 5, 6, 7 years, I don't know. But I don't mind that too much because, again, if I would say that this is a bad idea and this is shite by Wargaming to sell those tanks in the Bondshop, then I would be a hypocrite because I bought the M6 Mutant and I bought the Panzer V4. But especially Panzer V4 being one of those tanks I desperately wanted since I started to play the game 8 years ago. I started in 2011, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I don't mind this. I genuinely don't mind it. I even can accept if Wargaming says that, for example, next year the people will be able to get the Chieftain. But here comes a big but. Then Wargaming actually has to balance those tanks properly because, as far as I know, I don't play ranked at the moment. It's too straining for me. I have no time for this mode, and as much as I want to get the Kampfpanzer 50T, I couldn't care less at the moment. It's just, yeah, I don't really have the time for it, and it's a game mode which makes me physically, psychologically straining because I want to be always the best, and it's not possible in this game mode. Plus, apparently, it's Chieftain and 279 early anyway, spam, so whatever. Like, I don't mind if Wargaming is giving Clan Wars players a specific period of time where they have those tanks exclusively. But then I would like to Wargaming to introduce more tanks in the Bondshop so that the Clan Wars players can now decide, either I'm using it to get improved equipment or I'm getting a new tank. And the players which don't play Clan Wars now have to think, well, do I want to get the completely new tank or do I want to get the Clan Wars or the used to be Clan Wars specific tank reward, That would be great. The same thing would be that Wargaming should cut out the middleman and do not sell the tanks anymore for bonds in the Clan Wars campaign, because right now they cost 4,000 bonds in the Clan Wars campaign. So that we again can decide as a Clan Wars player to get either improved equipment or can get the tanks from the Bondshop. In general, again, I don't mind this. I seriously don't mind this that they're selling them 60 and they want to 1B. I think it's a good idea that everybody has a chance to get those tanks. And it's understandable to get to see the 907, Chieftain, etc., etc., etc. It's just that in random fights, I usually don't see them too often. When I see them, it's usually either one of those stupid rerolls which has 3k average and is fapping on his stats that he has a Chieftain and rerolled, or it's Potato, which is just not good at the tank, or it's just a player which is incredibly good at the tank. But it's rare, really. It's really rare to me to see the Chieftain around in random battles. And yes, I don't like facing it, obviously. Because the one thing which makes tanks at the moment, or hull down tanks at the moment, more or less balanced is that you can just fap through their turrets with gold. Sure, the Super Conqueror already was a problem. The 430U makes it even worse, and now the Chieftain came around with a basically turret which is impenetrable to gold rounds, except for the tiny cupola. By the way, this is actually something I want to point out. I think that it is stupid by Wargaming to not release the to not release the Chieftain 1-1B. The Chieftain, stupid quickie baby video. I just read 1-1B, even though I wanted to achieve the Mark 6. Because, seriously, it's actually stupid if I think about the Chieftain Mark 6 has roughly the same turret profile like the normal Chieftain in-game, but the cupola is like 60mm and is much, much bigger. So what the heck, Wargaming? This might actually be a more balanced tank than the Chieftain we have in the game at the moment. Again, look at this teeny tiny cupola, look at that cupola, which is enormous, you know? Well played, Wargaming. What the hell? Give us the tank everybody wants. Or at least, like, okay. Another thing. Why not leave this Clan Wars exclusive, the T95 Chieftain, let it be Clan Wars exclusive, but make the Chieftain Mark 6 appear in a Bondshop? What's the big difference? Like, then you can call the people which play Clan Wars that it's no big deal, they have still their tank, etc., etc., and everybody else gets the Chieftain. Obviously, they have to tweak on the stats. If you think about it, it has 400 DPM more, you know, just as a little point to make. Like, at least not give it 3000 DPM base, give it like 2650 or something, I don't know. But seriously, what is the big issue? Just make the Chieftain Mark 6 Bonds tank and leave this Clan Wars exclusive, if you really want to keep Clan Wars exclusivity. In general, I'm torn apart with the Bondshop. I like the idea, I like the concept, but how Wargaming just did it, especially with late reward for long players playing the game for a long time and having a lot of bonds and not wanting to use them for equipment. It was just a punch in the gut. Nothing new, nothing exciting, just plain old garbage we already had. So come on, Wargaming, what the hell? Give us something new. Give us something exciting. Or the T22 Medium. I know it's a trash tank, but still. Speaking about it. If you think about it, Quickie Baby was able to get those two tanks without even playing Clan Wars a single time, you know. Give me the T22 Medium through the Bondshop. Would be still less rigged than some other people. Now, anyway, what do you think about the Bondshop? Let me know in the comment section below. Again, I don't really think it's a bad idea. It's just that Wargaming kind of missed an opportunity again. It's just... They missed one opportunity, but there are like 20 still open. There are like 20 more opportunities open to make a Bondshop a great idea, make it a good thing, make it interesting for everybody. Give a chance for less skilled players to get something exciting, and give it for as endgame content something for players like me, which again I have everything except the T22 Medium when it comes to tier 10 tanks, and I know other people which have like almost all tanks except for the VK and the T95 E6. Most notably my good friend Mango Killer, you know. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Sorry if I still sound shitty. Sickness is a bitch. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, feel free to leave a like, leave a comment, and feel free to subscribe. My name is RagingRaptor, and cheers!